Hey folks, how you guys doing today? I think I'm back. Let me know if that's working for you. Let's chat at you here, see if you are around. We'll see if we got our grading scale right. Yeah, 94 to 100. Good, good, good. Oh, down to 93. Oh, these are all 93s. Oh, that's interesting. All right, yeah, sorry for that trouble. I don't know. I gave my router a kick. I blame Comcast, but who knows if it's Comcast or not. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. So, all right. Let's double check what's going on today. We're going to finish up decision structures. I had planned to talk about Project 2 as well. Now, I know Project 1 isn't due yet, right? We still have a little bit of time. Yeah, when in doubt, blame Comcast. I love it, Sam. That's awesome. Yep. Blame Comcast, Biggie. So we've got a little bit more time for Project 1, if it's not done yet, but we're going to start thinking about Project 2. We could wait till Monday if we need to. Let me go back and take a peek and make sure that fits the schedule. So if we move that to Monday, what do we have? It'd be here and then here. It's not great. It could work. It's not great. Let's see. So my only worry is it pushes it closer to the midterm, but that should be okay. Because I promise the midterm won't be terrible. Promise. Okay. Cool, Biggie. Yeah, let's do that. So let me grab this. I've got it as a Word document here somewhere. Personal school. Here we go. Here we go. This one. Let's edit this. You know, actually, let's make a copy here. We'll call this one V2. Nope, not the whole thing. Just V2. Okay. That way I can keep the original, just in case. I don't know that we'll need the original, but sure. It's always good to have your paper trails. Why not? So if we move Project 2 then to this week, Project 3 to, Project 3 to this week. So you'll have week of Monday, the 22nd, and then it'll probably be due, say, like the 15th. That should give you enough time. So, like, if you don't want to do it over midterm, that'll be okay. You don't have to worry about over break, but still give you some time. I think they'll be okay. Because we moved Project 1. Did I assign that on the 20th? No, we moved it, didn't we? That got assigned. I forget. It's probably when. If you want to take the midterm over break, yeah, I could be open to that. So shoot me an email if you're interested in doing it early. Yeah. So you might miss the review session, but I can post the review material early, I guess. Yeah, shoot me an email. I'll talk to you about it, and we can go from there. So I keep looking down at my phone here. You guys like seeing the top of my head? I don't know, where'd my hat go? I had a nice hat. It's all right. All right, let's see. Yep. All right, welcome back. So we're just looking at, so we'll just move Project 2 out to Monday 2/8, Project 3 2/22, and that'll be fine because it probably won't be due to like 3/15. So it won't overlap too much with midterm there. And then we'll still be in shape for Project 4 with time for the final project. You know, once we start talking about GUI stuff. I think we should be good because that still gives you a month here for that final project. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to save that as V2. We'll throw that one up on D2L. Let's see. Come on, there we go. And slide that one up. Okay, so that one's out on D2L. So we won't talk about the project today then. We'll wait a little bit. Yeah, there's no semicolons after ifs. That's right. So there's a semicolon after the command like when you're going to do something, but the if block itself, that if and then parentheses something, no semicolons. That's a good question. Okay. And close out Word, we got that. That's good. And then we're working on Chapter 3, Part 2. Okay. There's our scores. So let's I want to show you this thing that's called a conditional. Yep, definitely you don't use a semicolon after every line of code, because this is still a line of code, right? But there's the semicolon. Sorry, I haven't got the quizzes graded. I was about to work on that, but I need to get the attendance stuff for your SI sessions and match that up so I don't forget, because if I put scores in and then I have to come back later and add extra points, I'm probably going to get confused. Although maybe I'll get confused doing I don't know. But I'll get those quizzes graded for you soon. And then don't forget, after today, I'll post the quiz for Chapter 3 as well. Nice. New monitors. Yeah, having more screen space is nice. I got like a sore neck from doing too much with like the left and right setup, so I actually have here and then up. And that seems to work out, but like my neck's a little happier with the up motion than the left and right, but probably because I use a laptop keyboard on my main screen. So when I was looking to the left, like the rest of my body was still facing this way, but sure. Anyway, so I want to show you this conditional operator. Some people love this, and you'll see it a lot, and other people hate it, and it's up to you. So we'll see what we can do. So we're going to say, how about you tell me the temperature, and we'll tell you if it's hot or cold. And sure, why not? So we'll say of an int for temp. So we'll say enter the temperature, enter the temp, because I don't want to spell temperature right now. And if that's an integer, we want integer.parseInt, given it keyboard.nextLine. Right, so take whatever they entered with the line, turn it into an integer, and convert. Then we're going to say a string for, I don't know, weather, sure, is equal to. And this is where it just gets silly, okay? So we're going to, I'll show you the old way. So the old way would have been if temp is greater than 50. So, right, we live in Michigan, right? So we'll say, I need a string, sorry. String for weather equals hot. Right? It's winter right now, so anything like 50 would be super hot. We'd go outside in t-shirts once it hits 50. Weather equals cold. And I think the groundhog saw his shadow, so we have 6 more weeks of winter or something like that. I've never understood that whole big deal, and some people seem really excited about Groundhog's Day. Okay, yeah, go for it. I mean, yeah, if that's your thing, cool, but I just don't get it. It's just me. That's okay. All right, so hot or not. So the conditional then would be, let's say string other weather equals, and now we do this crazy syntax, and you know what? I don't actually use it often enough. So I'm going to go pull up my book here, or you just go Google it, because Googling's good too. And let me find it. I don't want to do it wrong. That'd be embarrassing if I did it wrong, right? Come on. Conditional operator. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. So it's question mark and then colon. So we're going to say temp greater than 50, question mark, hot, colon, cold, semicolon. This is nonsensical. So the if goes here. This is a Boolean expression, right? Something that will give you a true or false. That's what we would have put inside the if. The if true goes, so whatever you're going to assign here, if we're saying whether equals, we're assigning something, goes after the question mark. The else block goes after the colon. So it's declare variable, and then if section, or if condition, true, question mark, true value, colon, false value. So it is nice you can just declare all in one line and then assign it something, but it's nonsensical, and you have to go look it up. I mean, if you do it often enough, you okay, sure. The if, and then the true, and then the false. Right? If this is true, we get hot. If not, we get false. I just get confused really easily. So, you know, I don't bother. I try not to use those. But no, they are useful, sure. I think they just tend to confuse people more often than not. Like, I think this is much more clear as to the intent. And if code is for people, right? If Java doesn't care one way or the other which way I do it, then I should just do it that way. Whatever makes it easier for people to read. But as you get used to it, the more you see it, you'll get used to it more, and then maybe it won't feel so weird. So, no big deal. Just a fun story. At one of the classes I was teaching over the summer, not here, at the other institution, U of M Dearborn, I had open book, open note tests, and one of the questions on the test was to do this thing in code. And turns out there was a solution on Chegg, which I didn't find because I don't have a Chegg membership. This Chegg is a terrible site. They should go out of business because they're horrible people and they don't work with you when you want to take down stuff when people post your questions. I despise them. So just stay away from them. They're terrible. But there was an answer to one of my questions on Chegg, and the answer had this conditional statement in it. 7 people turned in an answer with the same conditional statement. Well, we hadn't talked about conditional statements in class, in this intro to programming class. It just wasn't anything we talked about. Never mentioned it. You think that was suspicious? Yeah, that was kind of suspicious. 7 people failed that summer for cheating because they did not cite their source. All they had to do was leave a comment like, hey, I found this on Chegg, and I copied it. And if they gave me some URL here, like, I would have been okay with that. Actually, 1 person did. 7 did not. So 7 of them failed the class over the summer. That was a lot of paperwork for me to fill out, and I'm still bitter about it. Just, like, so upset. A few of them went so far as to change the variable names to make it look like it didn't come from Chegg. And they said, oh, Chegg says other weather, I'm going to call it my weather. Because obviously that's not the same. It's really depressing. Really depressing. Oh, Biggie, you wanted a dad joke? You got it, you got it. I just found this really good one here. Let's see. Just found it last night. Yep, okay. So, I know some people are a little excited about sports, and apparently there's a sports ball thing happening this coming weekend. Honestly, I only ever watched it for the commercials, because the sports ball itself is incredibly boring to me, and would rather do other useful things with 3-4 hours of my life. But okay, that's just me. Again, I have strong opinions, and you're welcome to your own. I'm not always right, I admit that. But this whole sports ball thing and whatever nonsense, and I read the Rock, or Dwayne Johnson, and I forget his co-owner. It was a big deal because she's a woman, and she's now a co-owner of the XFL. They're going to try and revive that Extreme Football League or something like that. And he's the other co-owner or something, and sure. Okay, maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe it won't be. I'll still find it boring, I'm sure. But someone else had floated an idea where they wanted to let, because the idea with prison is it's supposed to be a correctional facility, and we're supposed to rehabilitate people to get them back into society properly. It's not just a punishment, right? It's also a correctional facility where we're trying to get you reintegrated, get you some skills and whatnot. So someone had the idea that they would try and form a football league among prisons. So people could try out for a prison football team. And then it was also going to be like part reality show because they wanted NFL teams to put people together. So they would play the prison teams and sort of like some Survivor-ish reality show. I don't know. It's had this, I didn't think the idea was great, but it did have some pros and it had some cons. So, all right. I liked that one. That was anyway. Another way of doing these if-else things. is a thing called a switch. Now, I'm not usually a fan of switches. Again, just a personal preference. Not a big fan. But we could write a switch to do something here. So let's see. We had one. I thought that was boring. Yeah, let's do this. Let's say let's see. Let's ask the user. So we'll say rock, paper, or scissors. And let's do these all lowercase. Rock, paper, scissors. And then we'll get their input. So we'll have the string for the user's choice, keyboard.next line. And there's no conversion here. It's not an integer. We're just grabbing it right here, right? Excuse me. Okay, and then what we do is we say switch, and switch on user's choice. Then you give it a set of curly braces. So the switch itself has this set of curly braces, sure. And inside of switch, now we find matches. So we say, okay, case and case of rock, colon. And again, the reason I don't like it is the syntax is just weird. Right? We already know how to do these sort of things, but that's okay. So we might say rock. Oh, we need to define what the computer was, right? Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, no, I'm doing this totally wrong. I'm sorry. So we asked the user, we need to get the computers. So there's this way to get a random number. So we'll say random equals a new random. Have we done random yet? Does this ring any bells? That's okay. So you import random from java.util.random. I feel like we've done that. That's okay. So I want a random number. So I'm going to get a int for computer throw is random.nextInt, and nextInt goes from 0 to 3 because I need 0, 1, and 2, and it's not inclusive. Oh, sorry, just 3. So 3 gives me 0, 1, or 2, so I'm going to have 3 choices. Then what I can do, I want to switch off of the computer's throw. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to switch off the computer's throw. So then I'll have a string for computer choice. Why not? Okay, so I know it's a 0, a 1, or a 2. So I'm going to have a case for 1, or a 0. And I'll say computer choice is equal to, that'll be a rock. And then you use this break keyword. Another reason I don't like switches. So break says stop the switch. I'm all done. I found my answer. We'll have a case for 1. We'll have computer choice. Computer choice equals paper. And then we break that one. And then you can have a default or like an trailing else. We could say computer choice equals scissors. Then you don't have to have a break after the default because it's the last one. You can't put a default earlier. And that's just the last one, then the switch ends. So it's the exact same thing as doing it, you know, the sensible way. We could say computer throw equals 1. Computer choice equals rock. Right? Else if computer throw equals 2. Computer choice equals paper. Else. Nope. Come on. Else. Computer choice equals scissors. Scissors. And give that a little format. Try and make that a little prettier here. It's not formatting. I did something wrong. Format. There it goes. Okay. So it's the exact same thing as this. So I think this is uglier. And sure, some people like it. There's not a problem with it. But I'm much more partial to if, else, ifs versus case. It does the exact same thing. You just need to remember these breaks. So what happens is if you don't put a break in, it will actually just run the next line of code, which is super confusing. So if I don't break and I have a 0, it's going to come to paper and assign it paper because it was too dumb to realize that it doesn't match the case. So I've never liked switches just for that reason. I think that's just awkward. They can be useful. Like, so don't let me turn you off and say they're terrible here. But so the default becomes the else. This is like an ending else in a chain of if else, right? And these cases are just like our if statements. So it says, okay, is this equal to 0? Is it equal to 1? Just like we did down here. No, so there's no break after default because that's the last line, and then the switch is just over. So like you could put a break here, but it's meaningless and people don't do it because the very next thing is the switch ends here. So people don't add a break. Don't need a break here because the switch is done. So break just says, hey, stop the switch. Stop switching, go to the ending curly brace. We're done. A jump? Ooh, yeah, we don't do that in Java. There's no go-tos or jumps. Hydration, thank you. Yeah, get your coffee, folks. All right. Okay, so that's a switch. Again, they're okay, but it's really weird. And like, take a look at Mr. Gaddis's example. Is that if you don't have breaks, it will just keep on running until it finds a break, which is why I think they're terrible. Maybe that's useful, sure, but yeah, not too big of a deal. Not too big of a deal. He's got some good examples there for switches. Oh, some output formatting. I like this output formatting. That's good stuff. And the format specifier, yeah, these are good. Good stuff. Yeah, I've actually got the book here in my lap because D2L wasn't working earlier. I guess it would probably work now. So, okay, we're coming up close on 11. Do you guys want to take a break? And then we'll come back in a couple minutes? Or do you want to try and power through? It's up to you guys. I'll put it out to a vote if you guys want. You tell me break or power through. I'm up for either. Yeah, okay, I think my computer's doing much better now, and my router's internet's better. That's fun. Let's see. Yeah, good link speeds, 5 gigahertz. I wonder if someone was microwaving something downstairs. Doesn't that mess with your 5 gigahertz? All right, I got one vote for break. No one voted for power on, so let's take a break. We'll come back, say, 10 minutes or so. Oops. Let me put on some music for you fine folks. I like this this guy I found on the Knowledge Fellowship site. Another shout out to them, just to be in a real cool group of people. He said he's got some free DMCA, DCMA, whatever the copyright free music is, so I can play it on my streams. And he said, hey, all you got to do is put my website on there. So I was like, sure, I'll do that. And it's got some, interesting, like electronic music, so it's been fun. I use his stuff. DMCA, yeah, Digital Millennium Copyright Act or something? I don't know. I feel like I should know what that is, but I don't. All right, why don't we take a break? We'll come back in a couple minutes. Let me say 11:08 or so. Give you 10 minutes. Go do what you need, and I'll be back with some coffee. See you guys in a minute. Alrighty, folks. 11:08. How you guys doing? All right, nice. And we're back. All right, so we've got our cases here, so we know who's throwing what. We should be in pretty good shape here now. All right, we got the computer's throw, we've got the user's throw, and now we need to find out who's going to win. Right? Okay, we can do that. So we've got a couple options here. Couple ways of going about it. So don't sweat it too much. We do want to be careful when we're comparing the user's choice that we're doing case insensitive comparing. Right? We want to make sure that, oh, sorry, I've got that over there. There we go. That we, in case they didn't type rock, paper, scissors, all lowercase, we want to do the equals ignore case to make sure it's going well. Right? So we're going to compare then ours to the computer's. We're going to say, all right, so first we can do, let's pull whiteboard again here because this is cool. Right, we have a couple things that can happen. Come on, whiteboard. Oh, and actually I've got the stream manager back up on my laptop, so I don't know if it's behaving better now or what. That's fine. Let's do, I can just delete these, right? Delete. Okay, cool. Make a new whiteboard. Here we go. So with rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, nope, P for paper. Paper or scissors. Right? We can win, we can lose, or we can draw. The draws are easy, right? It's rock and rock. It's paper and paper, and it's scissors and scissors. So draw cases are pretty easy. Right? I think typing that one in is going to be ideal. Then we can either do win or lose. Right? So well, let's do the winning conditions. Right? So if we are rock and they are scissors, we win. If we are paper and they are rock, we win. If we're scissors and they're paper, we win. And if we didn't draw and we didn't win, we probably lost. Yeah, you guys got it there in chat. Good job. 100 bonus points there. So let's check it out. So if we have computer throw, or the computer's throw, equals ignore case, the user's throw, or user's choice. Right, that's a draw. Okay, and now what we're also going to do, I'm going to introduce the printf here, the formatted print. Now this is fun. So instead, okay, let me show you the old way. So let's print line, print ln lowercase, right? So it would have said user, or I don't know, u through, and then plus the user's choice, and then plus the computer through, plus the computer choice, and then, and you know, plus it's, or draw first, right? Draw you through, and then the computer through. Sure, we could do that. Now that's a little bit of these adding the pluses in here and having to remember all that, and it's irritating, right? Because anytime we have to stop and have to think, and then trying to even see what this output is can be a little confusing as well. Turns out there's a better way. So instead of print line, we want printf. That's the print formatted print. And what we get here, we can say draw you through, I guess we don't need that dash there then, right? We get to put in little substitution marks. So we're going to say, hey, substitute in here a string. So just, it's a placeholder here. Computer through, here, there's another substitution, another string substitution there. Then after the end of the quotes, we can say, okay, well, what goes in the first place? Well, the first one is the user's choice. What goes in the second place? Well, the second one was the computer's choice. Now, the only problem with these printfs is you have to remember to do your own new lines. So with printf, we need to remember to use new lines. So that's okay, not too bad. But then all in one line, and it's still a little bit long there, sorry. How about I bump those ones down? It just says, okay, this is a placeholder, substitute in. And you can have as many of these as you want. It's actually pretty cool. So I like printfs for formatted prints. It's pretty handy. Okay, so we did that case, and then we have an else if. Now we've got a couple things. So now we wanted to do our winning condition. So if user's choice dot equals ignore case. So if we were rock and the computer's choice equals, might as well do ignore case. I know I did them all lowercase, but it doesn't hurt to do that. Sorry, so if we're rock and they are scissors, right, that's a win. Or, right, this logical oring here. You know, I'm just going to go back to equals because it's shorter. That way I can fit it all on the screen a little better. So if the user was rock, the computer was scissors, or the user was paper and the computer was rock, or one more or here. The user was scissors and the computer was paper. All three of those are win conditions. Right? If we're rock, they're scissors. If we're paper, they're rock. And if we're scissors, they're paper. We win. So let's do another print. And this is you win. You threw and the computer threw. Like, so the rest of that stays the same. Sure. Okay? And if we didn't draw and we didn't win, else we lost. So I don't even need to do any more comparisons. Right? We just say you lose. And we'll give that a format. So notice how we're using these logical ands. So both of these are true, or both of these are true, or both of these are true. Now, this will work because of order of operations. Remember, ands will happen before ors, because you guys read that in the textbook, I'm sure, about the order of operations. But it never hurts to throw them in parentheses, to be explicit. I'm quite fond of explicit order of operations here, just in case. Because it'd be bad if it did it in the wrong order. So now we're going to force the ands to happen first, just to be sure. Okay? So should we try rock, paper, scissors? So let's try our luck. Should we do rock, paper, or scissors? What do you guys think? Now when I play, I always throw rock. Every time, no matter what. My kids are finally picking up on it. But my son still gives me a funny look because he's afraid that if he always plays paper to win, that one of these days I won't play rock and then he'll lose. So sure, there's a score, enter the temperature, 60. Okay, rock, paper, scissors. What should we play? I think we're good with whiteboard there. Rock. Okay, let's play rock. I like it. Draw. Oh, the computer threw rock. Okay, that's all right. Should we try it again? Let's do it again. Some score, some temperature. Okay, rock again. Oh, we drew again. Come on. Let's try again. We gotta win. We gotta win here. Rock. Yeah, we win. All right, we beat scissors. Look at that. Rock. Rock is the best. Okay. So that is this printf or formatted print. You can also do that with a dot format. So if you have some sort of string, you can format it, which is fun. So it'll do pretty much the exact same thing here. Oh, I guess I should say there are other substitutions here. So %f for floating point numbers with numbers with decimal places, and then you'd think a %i for integers, but no, you'd be wrong. It is not %i for integers. I don't know why. It is %d. I remember it's for digits. I don't know, that's terrible, right? So f for floating point numbers, d for digits, and you're okay. And otherwise you can use string.format. It works the same way. So if we have some sort of string here, maybe we wanted to add in, oh, where do you guys go? I added too many tabs here. So we could do the same where, I don't know, maybe we'll do this. We'll do a string result is, and then we say string.format. And string.format says, okay, what string are we going to give it? And then what are our arguments? So the same idea here with our arguments. And what do I have too many of those? So you could do that as get a string to format it, and then we could just print it out to a print line or something. Then we could S out our result. Something like that. And then you don't have to remember to do the new lines. Use string.format. Do the same thing, but it doesn't have to output. So like printf will always print right away. You could string format to do something else with the string, and then maybe later we'll output it. That make sense? Okay, you with me so far? And all sorts of new good stuff, new fun stuff, new tools. This is just makes life easier instead of having to do all these, plus this, plus that, plus in here, whatever. And then with floating point numbers, you can do some cool rounding. So you can give it a specific formatter when you substitute, and it will be like, hey, I want to round to 2 decimal places, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. Things just make it look a whole lot prettier, right? So okay, let's do one more here. So let's do a S out for what was the price of GameStop stock when you bought it, and then we'll get a double for stock price is double.parse double. It'd help if you could spell, right? Double.parse double. Keyboard next line. And then we should probably ask as a, how many shares did you buy? Not everyone bought in whole numbers, so maybe this could also be a double, number of shares. Stock shares, why not? And we'll do the same thing. I'll just copy paste. Okay, so then we'll print out your total cost was, and let's do this as a printf. Right, so your total cost was $, and then we can do some rounding here. So to do the rounding, we do, and I always have to go look it up here, percent, and then we say 0.2. So I want to round to 2 decimal places. So the formatter gets put in between the %f for floating point number. And then what are we going to do? We're going to do stock price times stock shares. Or I don't know, shares, we'll just call that maybe shares or number of shares. Number of shares, I like that. Number of shares. Okay, so we'll do the formatting for us. Okay, then we might want to ask what the price is now. Right, oops, why I keep changing tabs here. Your total investment, our gamble was, right, it was just a gamble here. We all know that. And then we should ask them what is the current price of GameStop stock. And then we'll have a double current price, current stock price. Why not? Again, double.parse double. Keyboard next line, grab it. Okay, so then we can figure out their loss or gain, right? Let's do, how do we want to do that? Okay, let's say, so if the current stock price is greater than the stock price, maybe we should rename that. So if you want to rename a variable, don't go rename it here and then rename it over here, rename it over here. Right click on it and say refactor rename. And the tool will do it for you. So we'll say stock purchase price, purchased price, and hit refactor, and it changes it all the places. Isn't that awesome? Let the tool do the work for you. Be efficiently lazy. So if the current price is greater than the purchase price, they made some money. We can say you are up, and then we'll put in a $, and we'll do another formatting here. So we want %2f again, right? Do the formatting. So how much are they up? Well, they're up the difference of, so it's stock purchase price, or stock current price minus the purchase price times how many shares they bought. Now, order of operations is important here, right? Force your order of operations. Oops, sorry, that should be a printf. Excuse me. This alpha thing? Nope, you can't. This sound F? I don't know if there's a shortcut for printf. That's okay. Sorry. And then we could have else here, right? If they're not up, they're down. You are down, and it'd be the other way around then, right? Purchase price minus the current price, right? Okay, let's try it. Let's give that a run. Oh, and maybe a format. Oh, we forgot the new lines, right? \n, \n. It's gonna get ugly otherwise. Let me restart it. Def, new lines. Yeah, anyway, anytime I'm doing that, I need the new lines. Sorry. Okay, let's try it again. Enter score, enter temperature. Let's play rock. Oh, we lost a rock, paper, scissors. All right, what was the price of GameStop stock when you bought it? Well, let's take a look. What was it on Monday, right? Why not? Let's take a peek. So on Monday, that was February 1st, right? If we bought sometime in there, how about 273, right? Or, yeah, somewhere, 250, 251.3. We'll just pick a number. 251.3. And how many shares? We bought, half a share. Sure, why not? Half a share. So our total gamble was half of that. Looks good so far. And it's rounded to 2 decimal places. Nice. Actually, I think that half worked out fine. If you bought a different fractional share, probably wouldn't have been quite so pretty. And what's the current price? Let's see. Well, current price, where'd it go? Is 92. Uh-oh. 92. We're down 79 bucks. That's what happens when you gamble, folks. Is that right? Is that the right arithmetic? Did it go down? Yeah, it went down a ton. I forget, like half would have been 125, so more than half, yeah. More than half of that. Yeah, that looks about right. You gamble, sometimes you lose. Go figure. Okay, so again, those printfs, this is nice for rounding. So like the 0.2f, percent 0.2f will round a number to 2 decimal places. So it's kind of handy. Okay, where do we have that? Yep. Okay. How you guys doing on project 1? Got a couple people asked some questions about it. Again, just be careful with your arithmetic. And we should be in pretty good shape. So someone asked about using doubles versus integers. I'm fine if you just want to assume they're all whole numbers as integers. Like the length between posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet is fine. If you want to have them enter doubles, that's okay too. Like I don't, one way or the other is okay with me. Just do be careful. Remember, if you divide an integer by an integer, you're going to get an integer result. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, what other questions you folks have? Well, I think we're actually about done with chapter 3. This was fun, working our way through. The keys here, right, this if thing, this needs to be a Boolean expression, something that will be true or false eventually. And we can compare things. This is usually how we do it. But anything that'll become true or false, we can put in there. Sorry for the technical trouble earlier today. I think the router reboot seems to have taken care of that. Here, I'll go commit my code to GitHub. Come on, GitHub. We need 1500. And this is chapter 3, part 2. I would commit everything. Great. I really only need the Java file, but all the other project files are good, so I can open back up as a project. Commit and push. So again, if you like if, else ifs, great. If you like switches, great. You can use whatever you need or whatever is going to work for you on your project for the next project. So you can use whatever. If you like print formats, great. If you like having to do it by hand with all the, concatenate in, that's okay too. Right, here is the user through, the computer through. Or if you like the substitution is cool too. Relative length. What do you mean by relative length? from one post to the other? Well, I mean, you know what we're going to tell you how far apart the posts are. That was one of the questions we need to ask, is how far apart are the posts? Let me go find this here. Right, so we're asking them how far apart the posts are. Well, so we ask them what the board length is. So like, if their posts are 3 feet apart and we can buy an 8-foot board, how many sections can we cut that into that'll fit between the 3-foot posts? And you can assume when they say how far apart the posts are and the length and width, those numbers will match, or like be a multiple of this distance. Because if they screw that up, then that's not our problem. Don't worry about that. So like if they say, hey, my posts are 5 feet apart, and they say the width of their fence is 12 feet, yeah, just don't bother. Just assume it will be an actual multiple of the post distance. So if my posts are 5 feet apart, my length can be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, on and on, right? It's got to be a multiple of 5 to make that work, right? And then just one other note here, right? This is worth noting. Let's clear this. So if I say my posts are, let's say 4 feet apart. So here's a post, this is 4 feet, here's a post, and here's a post. 4 feet and 4 feet, right? Total length here was 12, right? So you don't need the number of posts, right? We need the number of lengths of board to fit that distance. So just be careful you're not trying to calculate how many posts you need. Right? We just need to connect 3 sections here. Okay, so if we have an 8-foot board, well, how many boards do we need to buy to do this length? And then be careful, you want to make sure we're also including the other length, because we know it's a rectangle here. Right, same with our width, whatever the width is going to be. So you need to be basing this off your perimeter so you're not throwing away boards. Because if you say, oh, this side needs 2 8-foot boards and this side needs 2 8-foot boards, you've bought too many boards. Right? Because this would be 1 8-foot board, this one and this one would be another 8-foot board, and this one would be another 8-foot board. So you need 3 for that. Right, so just be careful with your arithmetic there. Right? Don't base it off of one length or one width. Okay? Right, and then again, if you want a bonus point, calculate the amount of board that was wasted. So if I buy an 8-foot board, it will fit perfectly, there'll be no waste. Right? Or if this was, if my width here was a good number as well. So you get, yeah, that should be fine. But say if I bought 10-foot boards, well, this extra, here's 10 feet, I can cut off a 4-foot section, a 4-foot section, 4, 4, and then this little bit of 2 here can't go between any posts, so that 2 would be a waste. Sorry, you can't see that behind me, can you? So that 2-foot board would be a waste. So then we'd have waste per board. Okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, I don't have anything else for you guys, you folks, you goats, no, folks, fine folks, people. So why don't you take the last couple minutes here? You can get working on project 1, and then we do have study group today. Yeah, goats. We have study group today at noon. It should be in the calendar, right? Go hang out there, ask questions, and then I'll post the quiz for chapter 3. Remember, if you do attend a study group during that week's session, you can get an extra point on that quiz. So that if you went Monday, or if you come today, you get an extra point on the chapter 3 quiz. I'll be posting shortly. All right. Cool. That's all I got. You guys take care. I've got office hours today, this afternoon, 1 to 3. If you want to drop by, send me some questions. We can meet up if you need to. If not, I'll see you Monday. Now, I cannot take this one late. At 10 a.m. or so, I'll be doing my solution to Project 1. Okay? So if you need to commit it to GitHub and submit to Desire to Learn. You got to do both. I'm not going to go look at all the GitHubs for stuff. You need to give it to me in D2L so it's easy for me to grade. Okay? All right. Take care. See you guys around.